Hi.
Hey.
I can't believe I have to go after that, but okay, so my story starts out with the ocean. It's pretty big, like as far as bodies of water go. And I take visits to see my dad every year in Florida, and it's by the Gulf, okay? So I get really excited about shells. I live here, I was like, my whole life. So I get really excited about shells. You go out to the beach, there's like broken ones, there's big ones, but you know, you're on vacation, so you sleep in, so you get all the crappy shells. My grandma always said that whenever she was younger, she used to go out super, super early, like 6 a.m. and walk on the beach and get like newly found ones, but that never happened. 6 a.m., are you serious? So, we always got like, we went to like John's Pass, like these other places that had like shells in like a little basket, you know what I mean, with like cellophane over it, and we would buy the shells even though we were right by the beach because we wanted to have a little souvenir to go home. Well, one day, we're out in the ocean, my dad and I. It's just us, I'm probably like, I don't know, 12 or something. Well, between 10 and 15, 10 and 15. Anyways, and so we're barefoot, okay? And I'm out there, and at the places that we went in the Gulf, I mean, you're gonna get neck high when you're really far out. Like, it's not really deep. It's shallow for a long time, and then just kind of progressively gets bigger. Well, we're out there, we're having a good time, and all of a sudden, I feel like this soft thing under my foot, right? And it all of a sudden floats to the top. It's a sand dollar, like a real one, like alive. They live, they're alive. I always thought they were just like a shell, which apparently they have stuff that lives in them too. But whenever you see a sand dollar, it's like white, right? This thing was brown. It was like the color of sand. Okay, it was sandy. And it comes up on the bottom of sand dollars. This is a lesson as well as a true story. They have like little feelers. It's like velvet, okay? And whenever you pick them up, they start like bleeding, quote unquote, on you. And they leave like this stuff. I don't know if it's poisonous to other animals or whatever. Anyways, the sand dollar comes up. I'm freaking out. Well, they come in like schools or whatever. There's a lot of, I call it the school, but I don't know. Like, there's tons and tons of them. So we start getting them. We're like feeling with our feet and then flipping them with our little toe so they'll come up, right? So my dad's got like a stack of them on his hands because we're like, we've got to take them all. We're getting all these ideas. We're gonna go. We're gonna bleach them out. We're gonna sell them. Like, the people are hawking the stuff on the beach. We're gonna do it. But so we're kind of far out because you know what I mean. Like, you can be pretty far out, and it's like only up to here, you know, and the water. So he's taking a load out to the what do you call the thing you sit on? It's like a chair. The lawn chair. He's taking it out to the lawn chair, okay? He's like stacking them up, and I'm getting a little bit nervous because I'm like, if somebody walks by our lawn chair, they're gonna take them, you know? Anyways, it doesn't matter. So he's taking a load back, and he's on the beach. I'm really far out into the ocean at this point, right? Like, I can see who it is. He's got kind of a gut. And so he's standing there, he's my dad, you know, and I'm out there trying not to pretend that sharks exist, you know. When you're in the ocean, you have to pretend they don't. They're small ones, they could bite you. So I'm to where it's like up to my chest, okay? But I'm finding more and more. All of a sudden, I'm not making this up, it sounds like a made-up story. I put my foot down, and it is like a prickly, scary thing. I'm like, because I'm up to my chest in the ocean, Dad's all the way over there, and I'm freaking out because I'm like, what is it? It's like a stingray. I don't know what they looked like at the time. Like, something's bad. All of a sudden, the thing that I hit, I don't know what it is about things in the ocean. When you touch them, they float to the top. So I touched it, prickle, it goes to the top, and I'm telling you, it is this starfish. I call it a starfish. It couldn't be. Because aren't starfish like about this big? They've got like 5 things, you know what I mean? This had like 9. I don't remember the exact number. I'm not kidding you. It was massive. And it was like, as a between 10 and 15-year-old, it was like this big. I am not lying. So at first, like, it floats up right in front of me, and I'm like, but it's like all kinds of ahs, you know what I mean? Like, what is it? Is it gonna hurt me? Like, can one of the tentacles grab? I don't know, you know what I mean? Who knows? I live in Missouri. So I'm just really excited because I might die this way, okay, you know? Let's look at it, but I'm also kind of freaked out, and I'm also like, oh my gosh, Dad. So I start screaming, Dad, because he's out there. Well, he can barely hear me, right? But I see him look up, you know? And I'm like, get over here, right? So I immediately do this with my hands. Under it. I'm holding it, okay? Because I'm like, I can't let it get away. Do they swim? I don't know. But I want it. Now it's mine. I need it, you know? I mean, store because I'm like, screw we got enough sand dollars, you know what I mean? And, which, like I said, were dollars in my mind because we were going to sell them. And so I'm walking with this massive thing, and then my dad's coming out, and I'm like, Dad. So the thing about this, quote, starfish is they're like lizards. They drop their leg, like, they like just break, one of the legs just like breaks off because they, I guess, like, you know how lizards, their tails break off, trying to save itself, all right? But I'm like, no. And then they're doing the ooze thing too. There's like this coloring on my arms and stuff. I don't care. So I'm like, Dad, we're gonna get this thing. Look at this thing. He's freaking out, but he doesn't really care because he's like me. He's like, yeah, score. So by the time I get into the beach, it's lost 2 legs, right? I just let him kind of float off. I don't know. Anyways, so we get it. So my dad drives his Cougar. Oh, this car was funny. It was really small and crappy, but it did have a trunk. This is to prove to you how big this thing was. We put the starfish in the trunk. Legs had to curl up to fit in the trunk. I swear to you. Okay, so we get it home. Well, to the apartment. And we put it out on the deck type of thing, whatever you call it with an apartment, like you share the deck. And we were hoping like the sun would like dry it out kind of thing. Well, you know, it was a couple days before I was going to come back home. It dropped all the legs. The next morning, all the legs were just like next to it. But the middle part of this, quote, starfish was the size of an actual starfish. Like just like the nasty, like middle, spongy, pokey, gross thing. But I was like, I gotta take it home to show my parents how awesome this thing was. They're never gonna believe me, you know? So I decided, carry on. This was back before the whole 9/11 situation happened. So I mean, it was kind of easy, but you know, you have a bag. And I think I wrapped it in some toilet paper. Or like, no, paper towels or something. Not toilet paper, that's gross. Paper towels. I was all excited. I got some like real grapefruits from the tree at my grandma's house. It smelled like dead fish in the whole plane, you know what I mean? And it was for me. And I'm sure people knew because I was probably telling everybody, look at this nasty thing. I found it and I'm trying to retell the story like you're a liar, but I'm not lying now. But it was really, really big. Yeah.